Our next speaker of the evening will be Georgann Johnson. She is doing her level 1 speech, project 2, from the presentation mastery pathways. Her speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and the title of her speech is Learning the Lovely Lunatic Language of English. Please welcome Georgann Johnson, title Learning the Lovely Lunatic Language of English.
Good evening, Toastmasters. My mom told me the story about going to church with her father, and one Sunday they were singing the hymn, Gladly a Cross I Bear. When the hymn ended, my grandfather said, there's something wrong here. And he leaned down to my mom and he said, sweetie, what's the name of this hymn? And she said in a very high volume voice, Gladys, the cross-eyed bear. Well, we have a big problem in English of even listening, but for a person trying to learn the English language, the very first step of language acquisition is learning to listen. I come here this evening to tell you that there are 4 steps to language acquisition. The first one is listening. Okay, what's the second one? The second one is speaking. Oh my God, there is speaking worst fear in America. Second one, dentistry. Third one, dying. Okay, we're going to get over that and we're going to learn how to speak. Children have a big problem. No, they do not. Children can speak very easily because they are able physically to reproduce the sounds of a new language. And children also don't care about making mistakes in grammar. So you would think, oh, no problem with kids. I had a class in kindergarten, first day of school, and a little girl in a big puffy pink dress came in with a big pink bow in her hair. And I said, sweetie, are you here today to learn English? And what is your name? And she said, nothing. Instead of that, out from under her big puffy pink dress came a beautiful golden urine waterfall. Plop, plop, plop. It was awful. She was so scared. The third stage of learning English is reading. In the English language, there are about little less than 500,000 words. If you want to talk English, you can probably talk it with 500 words. You can communicate what you need to say. But reading is different. It's very, very difficult to read with a lot of vocabulary. And one of the problems with reading also is that you have to know idioms. I'm reading with a 3rd grade class one day, and at the beginning of the story, it said, it was raining cats and dogs. Actually, outside, it was raining very hard. And my little children looked at me, and then they looked out at the window, and they were looking for cats and dogs. There were no cats and dogs. It was an idiomatic expression. The next step in language learning is writing. Writing is the most advanced skill that you can do. You really do need to know how to spell words. I know, there's spell check, but there are 3 different spellings of there. You have to know how to do punctuation. And you also have to know how to manipulate the language so that you can say what you want to say in the most effective way. There is the famous story of student A calling student B a liar. The teacher heard this and she said to student A, "This is not right. You're an emerging writer, but you will write 1 sentence to apologize to student B." "No problem," said student A. And he wrote this sentence: "I said you were a liar. It is true, and I'm sorry." Oh, the teacher was just absolutely delighted. She said, "So sweet. You said he was a liar, and I am sorry I said that, but alternative, beautiful ambiguity. I said you were a liar. It is true you are a liar, and I'm sorry you are a liar." So this is the manipulation of the English language. So you go down the pathway of learning a language. You learn to listen. You learn to speak. You learn to read, and you learn to write. But that road is not easy. Many people have told me that learning English is quite logical, quite easy. Excuse me? It is a torture chamber. It is a terrible, awful, terrible thing to go through. For example, the letter A in English has 12 different pronunciations depending on the letters around it. And also, if you have 1 mouse and 2 mice, then why wouldn't you have 1 house and 2 heis? Okay, think about this in a different way. You have 1 goose and 2 geese, then why wouldn't you have 1 mouse and 2 meese? Obviously, learning English is a struggle for most students. At least it's a lot of work. But for me, as an ESL teacher, it was such a joy. Fun-filled days for 45 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgann.
If you liked that video,
If you enjoyed this video,
Please click the like and the subscribe button below.
and subscribe.
If you want to find out more about Helmsman 770,
and if you want to find out more about Helmsman 770,
please follow us on Facebook,
You can find us on Twitter
Instagram,
and also Meetup. Just search our call sign at Helmsman 770.
Helmsman 770.
at Helmsman 770.
At Meetup, you'll find information about our meeting schedules and the fun plans that we have.